In this session, we'd like to take a look at the Archimedes Bath Lift. The Archimedes is a very important product to everybody at Mangar, because this is the modern day version of the original design which led to the inception of the company. The Archimedes is a fixed back bath lift with a maximum user weight of 26 stones. It comes in 3 parts, which makes it easier to move, install and remove from a bath. And when you actually get an Archimedes, you actually get 3 different pieces. Firstly, there's the bath lift itself. Secondly, the hand control, which includes the battery. And thirdly, the charger. What we'd like to do in this session is basically show you how the Archimedes comes apart, how it fits into the bath, and the easiest way to actually use it. So, let's first of all look at the 3 constituent parts that make up the bath lift. Now, to install the Archimedes into your bath, we have 3 sections. The first one is the base. 4 suckers on the bottom of the base, and what we want to do is position this as far back as we possibly can. Once that's into the bath, I just push down on the frame and it's locked in place. Next thing to put into place is the seat section. Seat section has 2 flaps, and this actually is the heaviest bit. We're only talking here about 5 kilos. But as you can see, I've got these hooks on the back, which quite simply go over my rails. It drops into place. The final thing to put into the bath lift is the actuator. And the actuator is the part that will spin round and turn and actually lift the seat. This will only go in one way, so don't worry, okay? Box fits to the back, I lift up the seat, drop the actuator into the hole, lower the seat down, and it clicks into place. Quite simply, that's my bath lift ready to use. Before we can use the bath lift, we want to look at the handset that we receive with it. First piece of advice here is to put this on charge overnight before we actually use it. The batteries are contained within the sealed unit. And one other little thing to notice here, amongst all the numbers on the back, there is something called an IP rating. The IP rating on this is 67. It basically means it's splash proof. So if this unit did drop into the bath, it could be just lifted out, dried off, and would be okay to use. The way to use this is very, very simple. Firstly, it's designed so that it's easy to hold, especially for people who might be struggling with arthritis. We've got 2 big buttons for up and down. And if I'm struggling slightly as far as my sight is concerned, I can run my finger over the buttons. When you rub your finger over the up button, you'll find there are 2 small nodules, and the down button has 2 small indents. So nodules for up, indents for down. An additional safety feature with the Archimedes handset is this middle button, which is red and says stop. When I'm operating the bath lift, if I push the up button, the green light will come on and the bath lift will start to rise. If I take my thumb off the button, the bath lift will stop. However, just in case it doesn't stop, I do have the override feature which I can push, the bath lift will stop, and the whole unit is reset. Just something to make you feel that little bit more safe. Finally, with the handset, there are 2 big suckers on the back. So when it's not in use and I'm enjoying my bath, it can quite easily sit at the side out of the way. As far as connecting the handset is concerned, at the back of the actuator there is a lead. So my handset will only go into here one way. I just line it up and turn and it drops into place. Just for when it's attached to the bath lift, we have this extra metal clip, which will just come across here as an extra fail-safe in case you were worried of the 2 pieces coming apart. Next thing to do is have a look how the bath lift works. Once I press the up button to bring the bath lift up, I can start to put the water into the bath. The water can be as deep as you like. Don't worry about only a small depth of bath. Have as deep a bath as you would want to. I back up to the bath lift, swing my legs into the water and sit nice and centrally. And at this point I do feel really secure. Now it's time to go down into the water, so push the down button and I very gracefully lower myself down. As I'm part way down, I can start to move my feet out towards the taps, and if I want to stop at any time, just take my finger off the button and the lift will stop automatically. I'll carry on down, and we'll know when I'm at the bottom because the bath lift will cut itself out. I'm actually around 2 inches off the bottom of the bath at this stage. That's because of the frame, but if you compare that with a lot of other bath lifts that are available, that's really quite low. Once my bath is completed, I just return. So, push the up button and I start to rise. The opposite of going down, remember, bring my knees up as soon as I possibly can, just to get my knees a little bit higher than my hips. That helps even more with the stability. Again, if I need to stop, I can just take my finger off the button and the bath lift will stop anywhere. I want to keep rising until the flaps are level with the top of the bath. And now it's safe for me to transfer off the bath lift. This is done quite simply by lifting my legs out of the water, turning round, slide across the flap, and I'm off the bath lift. Let's look at actually lifting the bath lift out of the bath in one piece. At the moment, if I try and lift, I've actually got 2 actions. However, with this clever little tab here, which I can place over this hook, I lock the bath lift as one solid unit. I now can lift the bath lift out, but please don't fight against the suckers. This line here, if I hold it, move the bath lift forward, the air goes behind the suckers and the bath lift easily moves forward. If I change my grip now so that I'm holding the frame, I can now lift the whole 10.5 kilos quite easily. Of course, with the handset being a battery unit, it will need recharging. You can recharge the bath lift whenever you feel like it. However, once I see the flashing light, as we have here, it's essential it goes on charge. The charger supplied is quite simple. Just a plug-in unit and another connector. This connects in exactly the same way as it did when we connected it to the bath lift itself, and it will only go in one way. I can now plug it in the mains and leave it. Don't worry about overcharging the battery. It's impossible to overcharge it. The indicator will flash when it's charging. When it's fully charged, the light will be on solid. You cannot overcharge it. As an extra safety feature, we've built something into the battery that says it will not take you down to the bottom of the bath unless there's enough power in here to bring you back up again. So please, please, don't ever worry about being stuck at the bottom of the bath.